So to talk about basically having a better open guard and making it harder for them to work their passing game on you, you probably watched the videos, or if you didn't watch them, the videos on basically having an offensive mindset, an offensive movement against your opponent with open guard. We also have videos where we talk about controlling at least one arm, right? Controlling at least one arm to make it hard for them to work and pass your guard. And we're going to talk about in this video is not letting them get control of your legs, and even more so, not letting them get good control of your legs. I want to emphasize that because there's going to be moments where you don't even care when they're holding your legs, and most of the times those moments are when you're controlling at least one of their arms. Because if I'm here like this, right, and I'm controlling at least one of his arms, and he's controlling one of my legs, he's using his arm, his free arm to control my legs. Go ahead, start moving here. I still have free movement. It's much harder for him to do anything with his one arm on my legs here than it is if he had two. So the exception usually to this particular rule is if you have solid control of at least one arm of your opponent, whether it's gi or no gi, right? Doesn't really matter. So many times I don't really care if he's grabbing my legs if I have solid control of one of his arms, because I know I'm pretty much taking out one side of his body. I know that I could possibly drag him by. I know I could possibly get underneath him, pull him. I know I could possibly make him step certain directions just based off of the grip that I have. Now, if you're having trouble controlling at least one arm, you have to focus even more on not letting them control your legs. And the hips are included in this particular scenario. The reason why the hips are included is because they usually need to get past your legs to get to your hips. And we're going to talk about another video about that as well. But in general, you do not want them to control your legs. Even more importantly, you don't want them to control both of your legs. Not always both of your legs. There's many times where you don't want to control one of your legs, especially like very good leg draggers, right? Leg draggers are usually doing two hands on one leg, or they're doing some sort of transitional movement to get you in a leg drag, but that's a whole different story as well. So if I'm here like this, right, I don't have any grips on him, and he has grips on me, this is bad news. This is really bad news for me. He can start working bullfighters on me. Even if I still don't have any grips on him, he can start working leg drags on me. I don't want him to do any of those things. Or if we're down like this, so he kind of come down, it doesn't really matter. Mm-hmm. He might be able to work hug passes or over-under passes on me because he's coming in and he's controlling my legs. I want to focus on usually controlling at least one arm. Many times it doesn't even matter what type of guard I'm playing. If I'm playing spider guard, I'm controlling at least one arm. If I'm playing De La Riva guard, I like to control at least one arm. If I'm playing reverse De La Riva guard, many times I like to control at least one arm. If I'm playing butterfly guard or sitting guard, I like to control at least one arm. It all applies. Where it doesn't apply as much is if I have X guard or single leg X guard. But in my particular opinion, those aren't primary guards. Those are secondary guards. I'll talk about that in another video, but quickly, to get to single leg X and to get to X guard, more often than not, you have to use another guard before it to get there, right? And you're completely underneath the person, essentially, so you usually don't need to control the arms as much in those situations. But when we're free here, right, when he's in front of me and I'm in front of him, I can't let him control both of my legs. At the very minimum, right, I can't let him control... I don't want him to control both of my legs with both of his hands here. So if I'm here like this and I'm sitting up, I'm going to be doing things to break these particular grips. I might do swipes where I come here, boom, and I swipe off. But ideally when we're here and I come here and I swipe off, I want to be working to get my grips right away because I don't want it to repeat myself. If it's a repeat and a repeat and a repeat, every time he gets a grip, he's possibly going to improve his position and then work his passing on me. But now once I have this grip here and I have control of at least one arm, when he goes to work to pass, it's going to be much harder because I have control of at least one arm. He's probably going to try to get his arm back, get both of my legs. I sit up and I start breaking the grips, right? So I work and I start breaking. I do all these different things. Or if he's down low, right, and I feel him going to get to like an over-under pass or do all this, I'm going to be working to get away from him and create some space so that way he doesn't come inside. I'm creating some distance so he can't get complete control of my legs. Then we can come back and then I can start getting my grips on him to where he can't use his arms properly. And that's where going back. You'll see me going back to this concept. That's where controlling at least one arm comes in, because if I control at least one arm, it becomes much, much harder for him to get nice, good control on my legs. It just sets you up for a good start. It's a very good foundation, controlling at least one arm. Don't let them control both of your legs. Other simple things here is when I'm here, like he has both of my legs here, and I can work here and start working to do simple grip breaks, turning, pulling, and kicking like this. But then I keep this. I might bring my elbow in tight here. And the reason for this is because now when he goes to get his arm back, it becomes much harder for him to do it. Then I can start working my de la hivas and breaking, and then I can start working my different sweeps on him, and so on and so forth. I kept my grips, and then I went for my positions. So in relation, if you have to break a grip, you always get a grip. Break a grip, get a grip, keep the grip, all right? Don't waste an opportunity. A grip break is a grip take for you, okay? I just made that up, all right? But it sounds good, right? A grip break is a grip take. When you break the grip, you make sure you take that grip and you keep it, and you do something with it. It's very important, in my opinion. Don't waste your offensive opportunities, because he's trying to be offensive and I'm trying to be offensive. Whoever has the offensive mindset, right? Watch the video where we talk about being offensive with the open guard, generally dictates the pace and has the upper hand. So do the best you can to not let them control both your legs, whether they're getting pant grips on you here, whether he's getting double pant grips low, or he's getting double pant grips up by the knees, or he's getting low, he's hugging around your legs, getting hug pass type situations. Don't let them do any of those things. Do the best you can to stop them from controlling your legs. At the very minimum, if you control at least one of their arms, they're not going to be able to do any of those. Hug passes don't exist if I'm controlling at least one of his arms. The over-under pass is going to be extremely hard if I'm controlling at least one of his arms. Knee cutters don't work very well if I'm controlling at least one of their arms. Leg drags don't work very well if I'm controlling at least one of their arms. And what's happening is I'm stopping them from controlling both of my legs. All right? So the moral of the story here is don't let them get complete control of your legs, because if they do, you're going to have a hard time, and it's going to be much, much harder for you to play your open guard, and it's going to be much easier for them to dictate their passing game. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. Send me an email or post below. All right? Peace.